The 2013 Gibraltar Darts Masters was the 10th PDC European Tour event to be held, and the first to be held in Gibraltar. Despite being so early on in the history of the tour, it featured one of the most controversial moments in its existence to date, which kicked off a spat between two of darts' most legendary players. Phil Taylor entered the event at Victoria Stadium, which was his 5th Euro Tour appearance, looking to add to his ET title tally, which stood at just 1, which he picked up at the German Darts Championship. Taylor started off the tournament very well, averaging 115.31 in a 6-2 win over Juno Voss, in which the power hit 4 11-dart legs. The win meant that Taylor faced Dean Winstanley, who came from 4-1 and 5-4 down to beat Mark Walsh in the second round. Taylor started off this second round game with a 14-darter to take the lead, before Winstanley hit double 5, making it 1-all. Dean then missed tops to take out 154, before Taylor hit tops to take the lead again. Winstanley had the throw in the 4th leg and was first to a double, but missed double 8 and double 4 to make it 2-all, giving Taylor a shot at 68 to extend his lead to 2 legs. He started with a single 5, before hitting treble 13 to leave double 12. Taylor then wide the double, but Ross Bray called game shot, and Taylor removed his darts and returned from the board without saying anything. Winstanley appeared to feel there was an error, leaning forward and squinting to get a better view. Ross Bray also sounded hesitant as he made the call, as did Rod Harrington and Dan Dawson, who were on commentary.
Phil Taylor now looking at double 12.
And the 4th leg, Phil Taylor. 5th leg, Phil to
It didn't look in at first, did
Really
it?
didn't, I have to say. I thought Russ had called that wrong, but it's just where we're sat in the camera angle.
The game then continued as normal, and Taylor went on to win the next 3 legs, taking the win 6-1. Taylor's 2014 book reveals what happened next. When the players got backstage, Taylor was unaware of what had happened, and so was confused when Winstanley said that the double cost him from qualifying for the World Match Play. Taylor responded to this, assuming that Winstanley was talking about the winning double rather than the miss, and so Dean was still agitated. Winstanley then explained what happened, and Taylor was shocked, and offered to replay the game or forfeit both the game and prize money. This was not allowed under the PDC rules, and so Taylor continued in the event. He beat Leon de Gus 6-1, whitewashed Steve Beaton with an 112 average, beat Chesney 6-2, and Jamie Lewis 6-1 to win the title and the £20,000 prize. Fans watching the live stream had realised what had happened, and clips of the incident spread rapidly across social media. This led the PDC to release a statement saying the following: "The footage shows that the dart landed outside the double 12 segment. However, both Taylor and match referee Ross Bray have confirmed that they were unaware of this, whilst Winstanley did not raise his concerns at the time." PDC tournament director Tommy Cox confirmed, "I spoke with both players and the referee, and Phil offered to replay the match, which under the rules is not an option, and he confirmed that he wants to put the incident behind him and concentrate on his next event. I would like to reassure the public that the fairness, transparency and integrity are top priorities of the PDC, and this unusual episode is purely attributable to a human error from the referee." This put the blame on Bray, and Taylor added further reasons for the mistake in his book. He stated that the tournament director had received many complaints from the players about the lighting on the stage, which left shadows on the board. He implied that this was part of the reason why both him and Bray didn't realise, whilst also adding that the angle his darts go on the board sometimes made it harder to see where they land, as his flight can sometimes sit lower than the barrel. Taylor added on the criticism of the lighting by saying it was poorer than normal due to the fact that the tournament was shown online rather than on TV. The backlash over the incident and showing of the clip died down in the days after the PDC statement, but it came back around in the news a few weeks later when the World Match Play came. Around the time of Taylor's second round game, the Sun newspaper published a story about the incident with the headline, "Power Failure, Bristow calls Taylor cheat over Miss Double 12. The article compared it to other famous cheating moments such as the Hand of God and included a quote from Eric Bristow, Taylor's former mentor. Bristow simply said that the players know if it's not in and have to declare it, and that you don't want cheats. This was also treated by the Sun as a big story, as it was in the main news section rather than the sports part at the back. This brought the incident back to the attention of fans, some of whom chanted "cheater" at Taylor during his match play semi-final against Justin Pipe. Taylor was interviewed after the game and had this to say.
It's killed me, of course it has. It's terrible. And then certain people come out and say certain things and Twitter certain things. It's gonna be, it's very hurtful, of course it is.
Can you not take comfort from the fact though that those people that really know you're back home they know that you're not like that?
Of course they do, Stoke-on-Trent, of course they do. I mean, thousands and thousands of people, but you get about probably 20 people in the audience tonight calling you a cheat.
How off-putting is that for you?
Terrible, it hurts your feelings, of course it does.
What happens next then? You have to try and blank this out of your mind, don't you, for the rest of the tournament?
Can't blank it out. People won't let you blank it out. It's national papers, it's all over the papers.
How do you go about trying to win this tournament?
You just got to get on with it. You just got to get up there, let the crowd settle down, let the occasion get to you, settle down and do your job. To be honest with you, my mind's in a cloud. I've been lovely all week. I've been concentrating. I've been building my form up, thinking right, build up each leg, and then bang, something always comes across and knocks you down a little peg or two. You know what I mean? And then I get a phone call. I don't buy papers. I get phone calls after phone calls after phone calls. I got paparazzi press, radios and things. Listen, I don't do that kind of stuff. And then, bang, it knocks you right back down again. But it's hard to pick yourself up. This is where the PDC look after me. A matchroom. That's the best they do from Barry. Try the best in match board to look after me. And protect me from all this. But there's some things they can't.
Bristow said that when he was interviewed, the incident was never specifically mentioned, and that he was simply asked his feelings on cheating in the sport. He said that he never mentioned Taylor and had never even seen the incident. He added that he also still hated cheaters. Keith Deller, who was in the car with Bristow when he was interviewed, backed him up, saying that Taylor was never mentioned and that the quote was used out of context. However, the damage had already been done in Taylor's eyes, and after he won the match play title, he gave an explosive interview to his local newspaper. Taylor said that the tournament win was his hardest ever, made harder by Eric calling him a cheat. He said that he would never talk to Bristow again, and that the comments broke his heart. Taylor acknowledged that Bristow felt like he had done nothing wrong, but the Power said that he felt he had. Taylor then didn't speak to Bristow for a while, as the PDC players went to Australia, but later on in the year, Keith Deller called him in an attempt to make peace between the Power and Crafty Cockney. He explained that the quote had been taken out of context, and Taylor then realised what had happened. He then said to Eric that he had misinterpreted the quote, and that the pair were fine from there on. Do you think that Taylor cheated? Let me know in the comments. As for I feel it's hard to call a player a cheat when the referee is ultimately responsible, but surely Taylor must have seen that something was wrong.